A new business venture. The power to steer your own destiny. A future filled with promise. And an investment in a franchise offers a greater chance of success, unless the person who sells you the franchise is not who you thought they were.
Hey, know this. I never let it go, ever. You stepped on some toes, stupid. It's coming. The law, I want a reckoning.
These are real threats made to actual franchisees by this man, 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗶.
You mentioned you like guns.
He would send me photos of himself behind the gun, aiming at me, and I'm saying how this gun can penetrate soft tissue.
And he didn't stop there.
That he's going to actually get someone to plant 1 kg mandrax in her car, and he's going to get the subs to arrest her.
Mossel Bay, a harbour town in the Southern Cape, experiencing a semigration boom as people move here from other provinces. It's where Melvin Young owns a new real estate company, and from where he now battles the man he says defrauded him of thousands.
You assume I'm a home inspector. No, it's a cash laundry for 𝗀𝗃𝗿𝗆. Million in cash every month since 2012. You stepped on some toes, stupid.
Soon after you say something's wrong, you want to withdraw, this is the type of threat you get.
In this bizarre WhatsApp exchange, 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗆 implies the franchise Melvin bought into is actually a type of laundry for dirty drug money, a claim 𝗀𝗶𝗆 strongly denies.
At what point did you think to go to the police?
Directly after this last one.
Melvin was advised by a magistrate to get a protection order against 𝗀𝗀𝗆.
That protection order delivered to his address in Pietermaritzburg, and both times it came back as undeliverable.
𝗀𝗃𝗆's business is a simple one. It has a fancy title, the South African Association of Certified Home Inspectors, or 𝗀𝗁𝗍𝗍𝗍, or Independent Property Inspectors, and a catchy tagline: we inspect what you expect. For an upfront fee of 4,750 Rand and more unexpected installments after that, franchisees are trained to become home inspectors. And after a 7-step process taking anywhere between 2 to 6 weeks, they're ready to help provide peace of mind to prospective home buyers for a fee of around 5,000 Rand. It's a business, 𝗀𝗶𝗆 claims, that can earn his franchisees as much as 75,000 Rand a month.
Having a professional home inspection from a leading home inspection company will give you peace of mind and assist you in a fair and smooth transaction.
And why would potential franchisees doubt him? After all, he's a self-professed creative genius who, according to his personal website, claims to have generated 20 billion Rand from franchise businesses since 2002. Sadly, Melvin's faith in the franchise was misplaced. His investment, he says, bought him precisely nothing. After dodging them for 10 months, the authorities eventually caught up with 𝗀𝗆𝗆 at a coffee shop and served Melvin's protection order.
I've got some documents here. It's protection order from Young. Melvin Young, yesterday. That's right. So that's the person obviously requested me, I'm doing for instance, who requested me to serve this because obviously some business went sour or something. So, and because of that, he feels that he's been intimidated.
You could have just phoned and told me you were coming with the protection order. I would have been here. No problem.
Melvin isn't 𝗀𝗀𝗆𝗆's only dissatisfied customer. We spoke to 30 people all over the country who bought into the 𝗀𝗁𝗍𝗍 scheme. Melvin parted with 19,500 Rand of his hard-earned money, and we found another investor who lost just under 22,000 Rand.
I thought of becoming a home inspector. I really like challenges, and that is something brand new. And I thought, well, let's go for it. That's a challenge for me.
A keen fisherman, 𝗀𝗁𝗍𝗍𝗆 fell for 𝗀𝗀𝗆𝗆's marketing spin, hook, line, and sinker. But when the promised training didn't materialize, he says the creative genius turned abusive.
He did not give us any proper training on the home inspection side itself, which I didn't know anything about. When I confronted him and told him that he is basically scamming us out of our monies, and it's not only me, it is a couple of other people that I also know of, that's when he sent me a threat, actually threatening my daughter, that he's going to actually get someone to plant 1 kg mandrax in her car. That means 5-year jail for her.
The complaints overwhelming, we wanted answers from 𝗀𝗶𝗀𝗶𝘀 himself.
Hello, James.
Yes.
This is 𝗀𝗶𝗶𝗶𝘀 from Carte Blanche. How are you?
Good news.
He agreed to talk to us about the allegations, including the abuse directed at Melvin.
Why do you become aggressive when you are questioned?
It got ugly, but it got ugly on both sides.
You said you were going to shoot him.
No, I didn't say I was going to shoot.
You sent him pictures of yourself with loading guns.
That doesn't mean I'm going to shoot anybody. That picture is on Facebook, but he was becoming harassing, and it was getting to the point where I was losing my temper.
James also denied threatening 𝗀𝗏's daughter, saying WhatsApps are often taken out of context. 𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗀𝗏 claimed that both Melvin and 𝗀𝗏 had threatened him and his livelihood. Then he added that he'd been in this business for 17 years, which is surprising given arguably his biggest selling point is a complete fabrication.
It's a really sleek ad, an industry in its infancy with enormous potential. No huge upfront capital costs, full training, custom software, and the promise that you're getting in early. Who could resist?
The idea is good. South Africa is ready for its consumers to be protected by this act.
You see, 𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗀𝗏 convinced the franchisees that when the new Property Practitioners Act replaced the existing law, it would make home inspections mandatory. This is a lie.
As part of your sell for 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗶, did you not tell prospective franchisees that this was now mandatory according to South African law, and that's why you are opening this opportunity?
If I buy your home, 𝗀𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏, you have got to supply me with a piece of paper, which is an inspection report that you and the real estate agent have done, stating that there are no issues or problems with that property, correct?
That does not require a property inspector.
No, it doesn't, but it should, because it's a conflict of interest.
And there you have it. An inspection was mandatory because James 𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗀𝗏 believed it should be. And if he's to be believed, 𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗀𝗏 has trained more than 300 people.
Have you got examples of successes, other people who have done well?
Sure. There's one individual that came through called 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗏𝗏. We trained him, and he has gone on to successfully grow a program with over 50 inspectors through our program.
James 𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗀𝗏.
But when we followed up with 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏's star franchisee, he didn't exactly provide a ringing endorsement.
Taking people's money, including mine, that he took in 2019, and I decided to go on my own and do my own thing. He's a BS of note.
We showed the 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗏𝗀𝗏 contract to a lawyer who described it as cobbled together and not legally enforceable.
I'm looking at some of the agreements that you have offered, your so-called contract. It's riddled with grammar and spelling errors. This is so amateurish. This is so amateurish, James. It's quite shocking.
Listen, don't be belligerent. Do not be belligerent. If you want to go back in time, and don't raise your eyebrows at me either.
What are you going to do to me? Are you also going to send me pictures of your torso with your gun?
𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏 and Melvin admit they should have done better due diligence before handing over their cash, but both were entitled to change their minds about the deal within 10 days. Unsurprisingly, 𝗀𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏 takes a different view.
Within 10 days, they're allowed to change their minds.
Yes and no.
No, there's no no. There's no no about it, James.
Why I say yes and no, 𝗀𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏, is because the Consumer Protection Act has been developed for individuals who
are unable or who have not got the level of education to do full due diligence on the opportunity.
There are no laws for dumb people and laws for clever people, James.
Look, I'm giving you my opinion. I'm not an attorney. I'm telling you what I think.
No, I'm telling you the law.
And the law suggests that 𝗀𝗀𝗃 may be guilty of presenting agreements to the public which aren't compliant with the Consumer Protection Act. And that's not only unethical, but illegal.
You've admitted in this interview that the courses you offer are not certified with any professional body in South Africa. You're not registered with anyone. Everything you offer is really a figment of your imagination.
As 𝗀𝗃𝗃's CEO is poisoned, haven't you got anything better to do?
What do you think should happen to him?
His must be behind bars. They must throw the keys away and he must never get out there again.